morning everybody and welcome into a slightly different video for the channel today. I wanted to do a quick rundown of all the official LEGO Zelda minifigures that we've had in the LEGO Mario line. Now this is sort of in prediction that we might see something for Zelda in summer of 2022 or if not summer of 2023. But for those of you who don't know, there are a lot of Zelda games where minifigures have appeared already, such as the Goomba appearing in Link's Awakening. But here I was going to run down all of the ones that we've had so far just so that you guys get a better idea of what you can and can't do in your LEGO Zelda world using existing and official sets. So, to start off our list today, we're going to start off with a slightly weird one, and this is Aaron from Link's Awakening. And while they don't look exactly identical, Tarin is inspired from Mario. So technically, your digi-mario is Tarin and is the first LEGO Zelda minifigure. But before we can move on to some more serious picks of this list and ones that might actually be usable in mocks, I wanted to bring up this one as well. Luigi inspiring the Cuckoo Keeper from Link's Awakening. So if you want to do a Cuckoo Keeper mock from Link's Awakening, I guess you could with Digi Luigi because they actually look pretty similar. If you take those overalls off or something, they'd look pretty good, which I think is really, really strange. The fact that we can do this now with just Square Luigi is sort of strange. Anyway, moving on to some more useful ones, we have Raccoon Tarin. I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face when looking at that raccoon. But the raccoon suit basically looks like the Tanuki suit for Lego Mario, so I guess you could do that if you wanted to. Now on to some actually serious ones. The blooper appeared in Link's Awakening, so it would be very easy to create some dungeon mocks from Link's Awakening using a lot of the Mario character pack's enemies, and that includes this blooper who would technically face off against your custom Link minifigure in a Link's Awakening dungeon mock. The thing with this is there's going to be a lot of Link's Awakening characters, and another one that has appeared is the Bob-omb. Switching out the Bob-omb's legs for maybe the red colour that came with Kamek or that's coming with the Ant Trooper in early 2022, we could easily make a Bob-omb from Link's Awakening to use in a mock. Moving on at a fairly swift pace, we have the Boo from Bowser's Castle Boss Battle and the Luigi Mansion entryway set. And this guy also appeared in Link's Awakening in that one treasure room, I think it was, in like Dungeon 5. Someone's going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, if they're a Link's Awakening expert. But once again, you can do some more mocks with him. Another one is, of course, the Chain Chomp, and he was probably the most important one on this list. To be fair, the whole reason I made this, because the Chain Chomp appeared in Link's Awakening as Bow Wow and Chow Chow. And these are basically main plot armor pieces, because you have to take Bow Wow for a walk in order to access Dungeon 2. He's pretty crucial, and also he's a signature icon of Mabe Village, meaning that doing a Mabe Village mock is really, really positive candidate, because it's already on the table, because you can practically already do it, because we have a Chain Chomp. And I think that's a really, really exciting touch, the fact that we can already do that. It's really, really cool. I like it. Another one from the character packs, or in this case the Toad's Treasure Hunt, we have the Cheep Cheep, which also appeared in Link's Awakening as a water enemy. So then again, we can do some more overworld Link's Awakening stuff. And then we move on to the Goomba, and this is also a pretty important one. Goomba also did appear in Link's Awakening, most iconically in the cave sequence. In fact, I've already made a mock of this Goomba sequence, if you should check that out on the channel. I tried to spin it off as if it was a real set, and that's a really, really cool video, made custom box art and everything. But that just shows you what I'm trying to say, is you can already make one-to-one like custom replicas of stuff from the Zelda games using these characters, just missing a link. And then we move on to our Piranha Plant. And this guy, once again, has appeared in a couple of Zelda games, most notably Link's Awakening. And we have plenty of these builds already in the PowerPoint Power Slide, the Guarded Fortress, Piranha Plant Puzzling Challenge, and so on. And once again, these guys just make a nice background piece for your LEGO Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening level set, which are just kind of cool, to be honest. Moving on, we also have the Pokey, which has appeared in some Zelda games as well, although necessarily in the wrong colour. I still think it's worth pointing out that technically you can build some LEGO Zelda stuff with him. And then the Shy Guy also appeared in Link's Awakening as well, so once again, this is another Zelda enemy, which has appeared in its Mario form, so therefore you can do some interesting stuff with him. Moving on to a bit more of the obscure ones, it is written down in the original Legend of Zelda manual that Manhandler, the plant boss from one of the dungeons in the original Legend of Zelda, is actually just a piranha plant with 4 heads. So technically, if you bought 4 piranha plants and attached them together, maybe did some colour changes, you can already build Manhandler in an official form, which is just really interesting to point out. On to a couple more Mario figures. Of course, Talon from Ocarina of Time is just Square Mario, so those Lon Lon Ranch customs can already start happening. And therefore Luigi is in Go. So if you have both of them, you can already recreate all of the Lon Lon Launch scenes with existing Lego Mario stuff. Lakitu appeared in the Minish Cap as an enemy, so once again he can be used in some Legend of Zelda mocks for the Minish Cap as an official figure. And then recently I discovered that Mako is actually inspired or like reference to Egad. So if you did some changing out of his torso, we can technically make an official Mako, although this one's a bit more of a stretch. Just wanted to throw it out there as an option for people. We can make a Mako now that we have Egad. And then one last one, and this one's a bit stupid. If you have the UCS Titanic, you can recreate this poster from Skyward Sword where Skipper does the Titanic pose on the front of the sand ship. And considering we have a Titanic, you can just stick a little tan stud on the front there. I think you can just about see it there. And what do you know? You have a perfect reference to Skyward Sword. The joke at the end there. I just kind of like the idea of that someone actually doing that. I might have to do that when I get the Titanic. But I've got on screen now the enemies that I most want to collect from Lego Mario just to be using in Lego Zelda MOCs. The Change Hump being my absolute biggest priority. I really want Bow Wow. The Blooper, Shy Guy, Piranha Plant, and Poki are also Mario enemies, which I really like, but I just like the idea of having them for their Zelda reference capability as well. Overall, there's some really interesting things out there for the Lego Mario line, and I love that it's such an underrated fact that there are already Zelda minifigures out there. People should be paying so much more attention to that. It's really exciting, and I can't wait for us to actually see an official Link maybe this summer or next summer, along with all the other characters in the Zelda series which we can't get from Mario. I mean, at this point, we've had the majority of the crossover enemies, which is really sad, but also really exciting for when we get more licenses. Here's hoping for Zelda, Metroid, and Pikmin. Overall, I hope you considered this video useful, and let me know if you've got any mock ideas for these guys down below now that you've been made aware of them. And consider subscribing if you enjoy this sort of stuff. We do a lot of Zelda, a bit of Mario and stuff on the channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.